Hi everyone, my name is Mary Joy Librando, one of the matyagang estudyante taking the program Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. For today's video, I will going to have a video tutorial in mathematics, specifically the properties of real numbers. But before that, let me have my intro.
Like what I've said earlier, today we are going to discuss about the properties of real numbers. But before that, let's define what is real number. In mathematics, real numbers are simply the quantity that can be expressed as an infinite decimal expansion. Real numbers are used in measurements of continuously varying quantities such as size and time. In contrast to the natural number 1, 2, 3 up to infinity arising from counting. Actually, most numbers that we work with every day are real numbers. This includes all the money that's in your wallet, the statistics you see in sports, or the measurements we see in cookbooks. All of these numbers can be represented as fraction whether we like it or not. Since we already defined what is real number, now let's answer the question, how does properties of real number important? Usually, the properties of real number system will prove useful when working with equations, functions, and formulas in algebra, as they allow for the creation of equivalent expressions which will often aid in solving problems. In addition, they can be used to help explain or justify solutions. Now, let's have the different properties of real numbers. We have here 6 different properties of real number, but for today's video, we are going to discuss just the 3 properties of the real number, which are closure property, commutative property, and associative property. Let's discuss first the first property, which is the closure property. It says that if you add 2 real numbers, the sum is also real number. It means a plus b is an element of real number, where a and b is an element of real number. We have here examples. Number 1, 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. Since 1 is a real number and if you add itself, it will be equal to 2, which 2 is also a real number. Therefore, it satisfies the property which is if you add 2 real numbers, the sum is also real number. Next is negative 5 plus 2 is equals to 3. Negative 5 is considered as a real number because it is a negative real number. So if you add it to 2, it will be equals to 3, which 3 is also a real number. Next is 1/5 plus 1/5 is equals to 2/5. Since a fraction is also an element of real number, if you add another fraction, it will be equal to another fraction which is a real number. Therefore, these 3 examples satisfied the closure property. Except of having closure property in addition, we also have the closure property in multiplication. It says that if you multiply 2 real numbers, the product is also real numbers. It means a times b is an element of real number. Example, 1 times 1 is equals to 1. Since 1 is a real number and if you multiply it by itself, it will be equal to 1, which is also a real number. Next, negative 5 times 2 is equals to 10 or negative 10. Since negative 5 is a negative real number and if you multiply it to 2, it will be equals to negative 10, Because according to the law of integers, same sign is equals to positive and different sign is equals to negative. Therefore, negative 5 times 2 is equals to negative 10. Next, we have a multiplication of a fraction, which are 1/5 times 1/5 is equals to 1/25 or 1 over 25. Since 1 times 1 is equals to 1 and 5 times 5 is equals to 25. And 1 over 25 is also a real number. This means that these examples are also satisfied by the closure property in multiplication. Next property is the commutative property. Same as in closure property, commutative property also have a property in addition and multiplication. In addition, it said that if you add two real numbers in any order, the sum will always be same or equal. It means A plus B is equals to B plus A, where A and B are elements of a real number. Examples: 1 plus 2 is equals to 2 plus 1. As you notice, 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 1 is being changed by its original position, but they still have the same or equal value because 1 plus 2 is equals to 3 and 2 plus 1 is also equals to 3, and 3 is an element of real number. Next is 15 plus 25 is equals to 25 plus 15. Again, 15 and 25 change from its original position and they have also the same or equal value, which is 40 because 15 plus 25 is 40 and 25 plus 15 is also 40. Therefore, it satisfies the property of commutative property because even the two number is being interchanged by its original order, the value of two number is still equal. In commutative property of multiplication, it says that if you multiply two real numbers in any order, the product will always be the same or equal. Or it means A times B is equals to B times A, where A and B is an element of real number. For example, 2 times 1 is equals to 1 times 2. Since 2 and 1 are real number, if we multiply these two, we will get another real number. But since we are using commutative property, we need to show that the same product are equal. And as you can see, 2 times 1 is equals to 2 and 1 times 2 is equals to 2. 2 is equals to 2. Therefore, we satisfy the property. Next example, negative 3 times 2 is equals to 2 times negative 3. Since negative 3 is a negative real number, if we multiply this, we will get a negative number but still an element of real number. Since negative 3 times 2 is equals to negative 6 and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, since the two values are equal, it means that it satisfies the property of commutativity. The next and last property that I will be discussing today is the associative property. It says that if you are adding three numbers, the sum is always the same or equal regardless of their groupings. It means that the quantity A plus B plus C is equals to A plus the quantity of B plus C. For example, the quantity 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equals to 1 plus the quantity 2 plus 3. Since the quantity 1 plus 2 is equals to 3 plus 3 is equals to 6, from the other side, 2 plus 3 is equals to 5 plus 1 is equals to 6. So we can see that 6 is equals to 6 and 6 is an element of real number. Therefore, it satisfies the property of associativity. Next is the associative property in multiplication. It says that if you are multiplying three numbers, the product is always the same or equal regardless of their groupings. It means that the quantity A times B times C is equals to A times the quantity B times C, where A, B, and C are the element of real numbers. For example, the quantity 2 times 3 times 1 is equals to 2 times 3 times the quantity 3 times 1. As you can see, by simplifying this equation, 2 times 3 is equals to 6 times 1 is equals to 6. From the other side, 3 times 1 is equals to 3 times 2 is equals to 6. Therefore, 6 is equals to 6, where 6 is an element of real numbers, and show that the two products are equal, which verified that the two examples satisfied the property of associativity.
Hi again everyone! I hope you enjoy and learn from this video. May that all properties help you for your next mathematical problem to justify your solution. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for you to be updated for my next videos. Thank you and thank you for watching.